Hashtag Zelle limits got you stressed? Let's crack the code for Wells Fargo. Ever run into that situation where you need to send some money fast, but you're not sure how much your bank will let you zip over with Zelle? We've all been there. Zelle can be a lifesaver for splitting bills with friends, getting rent to your landlord ASAP, or maybe even sending a last-minute care package to a loved one. But navigating those transfer limits can be a real head-scratcher. So, if you're a Wells Fargo customer and you're wondering, alright, how much can I actually Zelle in a day, then buckle up because that's exactly what we're here to break down in this video. Now, Wells Fargo, like most banks, keeps things interesting by not having a one-size-fits-all answer. The amount you can send through Zelle depends on a few different factors. We're talking things like what kind of account you have, how long you've been a customer, and even your history of using Zelle itself. But fear not, there are some general guidelines to keep in mind. Wells Fargo generally allows daily transfers of up to $3,500. That's a pretty decent chunk of change, and for most everyday transactions, it should be more than enough. However, there's also a monthly limit to consider. This one sits at a cool $20,000, which means you can Zelle a pretty significant amount over the course of a month. Again, these are just the general limits, and yours might be higher or lower depending on your specific situation. Here's the catch. These limits apply to transfers initiated through Wells Fargo online banking or the mobile app. If you're sending money through another bank's platform, then their limits might come into play instead. Now, what if you absolutely, positively need to send more than $3,500 in a single day? There are a couple of options. First, you can try splitting the transfer up into multiple smaller Zelle transactions over a few days. Not ideal, but it can work in a pinch. Second, you could explore alternatives to Zelle. Depending on the situation, a wire transfer or even a physical money order might be the way to go. Of course, these options often come with additional fees, so be sure to factor those in before making a decision. Alright, so we've covered the sending limits, but what about receiving? The good news is that Wells Fargo doesn't impose any limits on how much you can receive through Zelle. So, whether your friend is sending you rent money or your grandma wants to send a birthday gift, you shouldn't have any problems on the receiving end. Here's a quick recap. Daily limits for sending through Wells Fargo generally sit around $3,500, with a monthly limit of $20,000. Receiving limits? Non-existent. Remember, these are just starting points. If you want to know your exact limits, it's always best to check directly with Wells Fargo. They have a handy Zelle FAQ section on their website, quote Zelle for your business FAQs, wellsfargo.com, and you can also contact their customer service team for more personalized information. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed and happy Zelling.